back to Black Site tonight. We're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders sending an emotional message to Browns fans in an Instagram post. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. We know what happened yesterday with Shedeur Sanders. He had an awful game, but I believe he was set up by his coach, Kevin Stefanski. All the offensive line players that he played with got cut today. That means he knew that these players wouldn't be successful protecting Shedeur Sanders. Also, he didn't call the plays that he called for Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. Quick passes, get the ball out of his hands so he wouldn't get sacked or basically look bad in front of the public. But look what he did with Shedeur Sanders, running longer plays, basically giving the Rams an opportunity to get to the quarterback. So he wrote this message today thanking the Cleveland Browns fans. It's got over 181,000 likes. Thanks everyone for your love and support. There's a lot to learn from this preseason, but I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be out there day by day, rep by rep. I'll keep learning and getting better. And that's what a player is supposed to say. But it lets you know that this young man has heart, and it also lets you know what he's been going through as a player when you have a coach who really doesn't like you. You have an owner who really doesn't like you. And probably the only reason why they're keeping him around is because of the bottom line. He's making a lot of money selling Cleveland Brown jerseys. Yes, he's making money too, but they see him as a cash cow. He's probably really the only cash cow on the team other than Myles Garrett. So basically, well, we'll keep him around. They saying they're going to keep him on a 53-man roster. They're scared to cut him because they probably know someone's going to pick him up, or they're keeping him around to see what they can get as a trade offer. But right now, he's stuck. He's basically stuck. Kevin Stefanski saying, well, I'm going to invest in him. But Kevin Stefanski is investing in Dylan Gabriel. You saw it from day one who Dylan Gabriel was practicing with, who he was working with, and basically he was not working with Shedeur Sanders because he never worked really with the first or second team during all the training camp. And when you throw him in the third game of the preseason, basically with guys you know that you are going to cut, basically knowing that these guys can't hold up, and you're asking him to do the impossible. But you knew by the play calls that you were calling, the pass protections, and everything else that you knew he wouldn't succeed. You know how this game is run, Kevin. But right there and then, Shedeur knew that basically I'm not the guy, and I probably will never be the guy for the Cleveland Browns. He's saying and doing all the right things right now because it's NFL protocol for a quarterback to do that. But I know this kid is hurting inside. I know his father is talking to him. I know his other players across the NFL who's talking to him, telling him to stand strong because it seems like they're trying to buck break Shedeur Sanders. But Shedeur is standing tall. And while he's making his statement, this tells the fans that he really appreciates the fans who wears jerseys, those who came out and supported him. Look when he's walking off the field. Look at the kids with the jerseys, the helmets. They like this kid. He has something that Dylan Gabriel don't have. He's got je ne sais quoi. They like this kid. And let me tell you something. If you work with a quarterback, you give him confidence. You give him a pat on the back. You tell him, hey, you keep doing this, you'll get better. He never got that during Brown's training camp. The only thing he got during Brown's training camp was basically go over there, do your reps. We're not spending time on you. We're not really investing in you. Hey, we don't think you're that guy. We think the guy that we drafted in the third round is that guy. And Dylan Gabriel had already known it because Kevin Stefanski probably already pulled him to the side in his office, telling him where he stood on the team. That's why Dylan Gabriel feels so confident to make slick remarks about Shedeur Sanders. He knows that the coach is in his corner. That's the guy he wanted. He didn't want Shedeur. It's the guy he wanted. So he's going to have a symbiotic relationship with Dylan Gabriel that he doesn't have with Shedeur Sanders. The quarterback coach is going to have that relationship. Shedeur Sanders is the guy, when he goes in the quarterback room, he gets all the criticism. Oh, you're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. But Dylan Gabriel gets all the support, the pat on the backs. Get him the next time. You all right. Everybody knows it. And see, the thing about it is we watch football. We know what's going on. Everybody watch football. They know what's going on. But they pretend that this was truly a competition when everybody know it wasn't. It was never a competition. It was Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett gets hurt, and it was always going to be Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. For those who wanted Shedeur Sanders to slip up, you could tell he was set up. Everybody knows that. He was set up to fail from day one. They want to cut him. They really do. They really want to cut him or trade him. But he makes too much money for the Browns. So they're stuck with him. And they're angry about it. Let me tell you something. Kevin Stefanski doesn't even want him in the building. Because he knows he's got to answer that Shedeur question every day. How's he doing? Is he moving up? But so as long as he can put his guy ahead of him, as long as he can say his guy is further ahead of him, the guy that he helped with the play calling, the time that was spent with the coaches, the time he spent with better players on the team, this is what you get. And Shedeur was being a gentleman about the way he attacked this whole situation during preseason because they were waiting for him to get emotional and say something out of pocket so they could say he's not a team player. They were waiting for him to do all that, and we know it. This is how people like Kevin Stefanski works. You know, they want you to lose your cool, but he never did it. I would love to hear your comments in the comment section. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.